really talk to me. And then I came into the chat, and I remember, I think I met Jeff pretty quickly, and we talked a lot. And, you know, then there was the usual Mark's room of, you know, general misdeeds or something or other that he always makes.
Oh, yeah.
So, and, you know, I kind of met all of them, and, you know, they were all right, but they never actually liked to talk about dreaming, so we didn't get to talk very much. But, yeah, I mean, you know, Robot Butler and Eric and, you know, I think Moonbeam were the people who were, you know, always posting and encouraging me and in my dream journal and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And, yeah, it's very, like, I know for myself, it's very helpful, you know, when you're dream journaling and you get feedback and you have other people you can give feedback to, it just makes you want to do more, you know, and so therefore you're doing more and you're getting more out of it, and yeah, so I bet there are tons of exciting dreams that you've had, probably too many to count, but like, are there a few off the top of your head? I think a couple days ago you were saying something about green dragons or something.
Oh yeah, the dragons one. I think that was last year. You know, in the last 2 years I've had about over 700 lucid dreams, according to my count.
Wow. I
don't remember all of them. I'm glad I journal. But, yeah, the dragons, that was great. There were 3 green dragons, and I was fighting all 3 of them at the same time, but I don't know, I mean, they didn't really breathe fire, so they were kind of easy, and I decided, well, you know, dragons usually breathe fire, and so I took out some ice arrows and hit them with the ice arrows, and they just froze up in this giant pile of green, you know, dragon. It was pretty great.
Green
so
dragon.
It was kind of anticlimactic for a story, really.
Huh.
But it was great.
Yeah.
And let's see. I've got some other stories of some of the other stuff I've done.
Sure.
You know, I created a town out of chocolate earlier this year on, I think it was a bet from somebody from Dream Views.
Huh.
And, you know, we were talking about, I think it was that episode from The Simpsons where Homer's in the candy land and he's in the chocolate and he's, like, eating everything.
Yeah, I remember.
And we were saying, wow, that would be so great.
Yeah.
And so someone said, you should do that. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And after a few days, I got it done. And so I started the dream. And I said, I want to go to this chocolate town. And I was teleported there immediately. And everything was chocolate. The houses were chocolate. The ground was, well, I think it was chocolate. You know, the sky wasn't chocolate, though. I have to work on that. But anyway, the first thing I tasted was the dirt in the ground, which was probably a bad idea because it actually tasted like dirt and not chocolate.
It didn't really taste like chocolate.
I was kind of like, yeah, that was a failure. And so I went into, I think it was a bar or something, chocolate bar. It was an actual bar. And there's a chandelier inside, and I ripped off a part of the chandelier, tried that, tasted delicious. It tasted like Ghirardelli chocolate. It was great. And they had some drinks, and of course they were hot chocolate. And so I tried one of the drinks, and it was like the best hot chocolate I've ever tasted in my life. And, you know, they had baskets of little chocolate treats, and they were different colors, and try those, and they all tasted like chocolate. They weren't different flavors, unfortunately, but oh my god, it like tasted orgasmic. It was awesome. And unfortunately it only lasted like 10 minutes, but it was pretty amazing.
Jeez.
That was probably my favorite of this year, was the chocolate dream.
That's amazing, and I bet you never got sick from eating all that dream chocolate either.
Nope, didn't get sick.
Oh.
And it inspired me to do a second part to that. I was going to go to the Willy Wonka candy factory, but I was going to try to get there this week, but unfortunately I just haven't been able to remember it yet, so I need to try again. I got to the entrance about a month ago, and I was in a candy town. Like, there was a lollipop store, and I don't know, like a Skittles store, and all of the stores, and an ice cream store, of course. You know, and it almost looked like a cartoon or something. And I was trying to find the entrance, I couldn't find it, and finally, I found the door, and it was this really tiny door, and I thought, I can't fit through this door, so I started stretching the door, trying to make it big enough.
Yeah.
And while I was stretching it, I woke up, and of course I realized later that in the movie, if you watch it, the door of the factory is tiny, but then when you get to the other side, it's large enough. So I just failed to remember that, and just because it was too accurate, unfortunately.
Wow, that's
But I'll try.
Pardon? Are you there?
I'll have to try again this week. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, and yeah, well, yeah, private message me when you do, because I want to read about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some dreaming techniques, because you must use a lot. Now, I asked Jeff when I interviewed him, how he handled the sleep paralysis. So, did you run, you said you ran into sleep paralysis in the beginning, and so what happened with the sleep paralysis with you in the beginning, and how did you deal with it?
Well, those first times, see if I can remember, I don't think I really knew what it was for the first couple of years that it happened. So, I mean, I thought it was some kind of fluke or something in my brain, which was a pretty good guess, actually, but,
Yeah.
it was scary, and I hated it.
Huh.
But I started building from it, kind of by accident, and started experimenting with it and trying different things, and so I realized, well, this is actually kind of cool. It's good that this happens. It's like a free lucid dream or whatever. So I mean, the best way to induce it now for me is to try and get up in the morning, stay up, I wake back to bed, get up, stay up for 20 minutes, go back to bed, and it just happens. Basically, I just lay there and it happens. It's pretty easy to do.
And what do you usually personally do when once you reach the sleep paralysis to get into the dream?
Well, when the sleep paralysis hits, I usually have kind of some hallucinations, like auditory. I'll hear music or talking or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I'll usually visualize myself. If I have a specific place in mind I want to go, I start thinking about it, and sometimes I'll get it'll be almost like tunnel vision. It'll be this little small spot. It looks like it's really far away, and it's at the end of a really far tunnel. And if I focus too much on it, it just goes away. But if I relax more, it kind of enlarges, and eventually it takes up my whole field of vision. And then a few seconds after that, I just naturally jump right into it. It's kind of weird. It's an interesting experience, but that's how I do it. That, or sometimes I'll just imagine myself across the room, away from my bed, and then a few seconds later, I'll just be there. So that's how I usually get at it, or get into a dream, rather.
Interesting. Now, have you ever had any dreams that, even though when you were lucid, that just frightened the hell out of you? I'm pretty sure you get nightmares every now and again. Do you?
Yeah, I get nightmares. I get scary dreams. Now, the number one nightmare I used to have was actually looking at the ocean, because when I was a kid, I was at the ocean with my friend, and I turned my back as I was walking up from the sea, and I got hit in the back by this very large tidal wave.
Ouch.
And it knocked me unconscious into the ocean, face down, and I blacked out for I'm not really sure how long, probably only a few seconds. but I almost drowned. So
Yeah,
after
that's
that,